In our lives, we all face the cold winds of rejection, which can make us feel down and weak. But what if I told you that rejection actually holds a hidden gift, a chance to grow and find out more about ourselves? Today we'll look at 10 powerful lessons that teach us to embrace rejection, not with blame, but with courage and insight. These lessons, which come from the rich tradition of Stoic philosophy, give us a way to navigate the rough seas of rejection with grace, temperance, and strength. Today's 10 lessons aren't just about how to deal with rejection. They're also about how to embrace it, learn from it, and ultimately use it to make yourself stronger and more resilient. We'll look at how Stoicism, with its deep insights into human nature and the way the universe works, gives us the tools to not only weather the storms of rejection, but also sail through them with confidence. As we follow the stars of reason, virtue, and purpose, let's learn the Stoic art of turning bad luck into good luck. Let's use rejection not as a sign to run away, but as a call to move forward, learn more, and improve our actions. This is the promise of Stoicism, and the core of the lessons we will explore today. Join me, and let's turn the lead of rejection into the gold of wisdom and strength. But first, I have a challenge for you. Watch this video. Stay tuned until the end, and don't miss a thing. If you're ready, please leave a message. I challenge you to let us know you're ready for this journey. Number 1, get them out of your mind. This isn't just advice. It's a call to follow the Stoic practice of taking charge of what we can, our thoughts, our deeds, and our inner peace. Stoic philosopher Marcus Aurelius once said that you only control your thoughts and not the things that happen around you. If you realize this, you will find strength when you are rejected. It's easy to get caught up in negative thoughts and emotions, letting other people's actions control our inner state. But Stoicism teaches us a different way, to separate our well-being from external validations and focus on the fortress within. Now, picture rejection as a cloud passing through the sky of your mind. Notice it, acknowledge it, but don't attach to it. This is the Stoic way. Getting rid of the person or thing that made you feel rejected isn't a way to deny your feelings or the importance of what happened. It's a choice to not let it upset your inner peace. How can we practice this? Friends, if you want to practice detachment, first watch your thoughts without judging them. When a thought of rejection comes up, acknowledge it, and then gently guide your attention back to the actions or virtues you want to cultivate. This isn't about suppressing the thought, it's about aligning it with actions and values that strengthen your spirit. By practicing this, you're not only getting rid of a negative influence from your mind, you're also developing resilience, wisdom, and a deep sense of freedom. You're learning that even though you can't control other people's actions or the outcomes of every situation, you can control your mind, your inner citadel. So, dear viewers, as we navigate the often turbulent waters of human interaction, let us hold fast to this first lesson. Getting rid of the useless stuff in our thoughts is an important step on the path to self-improvement and mental health. This mess can look like bad thoughts, regrets about the past, and fears about the future. Getting rid of them is a strong Stoic practice that will help you live a fuller life and focus on what's important. Identify and accept the clutter. To clear your mind, you must first understand what is making it cluttered. Distractions, negative thoughts, and worries that aren't important are all part of this. Steps you can take. Journaling. Write down your thoughts to find themes that keep coming up. Becoming aware of your emotional state is what mindfulness is all about. Pay attention to the present moment. Main idea. If you think about the past or worry about the future, you can't live in the moment. Steps you can take. Meditate. To calm down, meditate for a few minutes every day. Deep breathing. In order to bring your attention back to the present moment, practice deep breathing. Give up the things you can't change. Stoic thought is based on the idea that you should accept that some things are out of your control. Steps you can take. Making a list of things you can't change and letting them go is easy. Acceptance practice. Get better at not trying to change things and just taking them as they are. Reframe your bad thoughts. Changing how you think about bad thoughts can make them less powerful in your mind. Steps you can take. Cognitive restructuring means to name your bad thoughts and reframe them in a neutral or positive way. Focusing on what you're thankful for can help you change how you think. 5. Make a routine for clearing out your mind. Main idea. Regularly clearing out your mind helps you stay focused and clear. Steps you can take. At the end of each day, take a few minutes to think about what you've thought and felt. Focus on what's important and get rid of things that are distracting you from your goals. In conclusion, getting rid of mental clutter, focusing on the present, letting go of things you can't change, reframing negative thoughts, and making a pattern can help you feel calmer and more at ease. This exercise not only makes you feel better mentally, but it also fits with Stoic ideas about how to live a good life. Number 2, focus on action. What does it mean to focus on action when you've been turned down? The Stoic philosophy can help you grasp and understand this. When rejection comes knocking, it's easy to get caught up in a whirlpool of what-ifs. But as the Stoic philosopher Epictetus taught us, don't explain your philosophy, live it. Stoicism pushes us to take a different approach, an active participation with the world that shows how strong we are and how committed we are to virtue. To answer your question, it means that instead of dwelling on the bad experience, we focus on what we can do right now that is in line with our core values. We're not trying to avoid this change. Instead, we're trying to empower ourselves through positive engagement with life. Think of a time of rejection as a blocked river flow. The river doesn't stop moving, it finds or makes a new route. When we face rejection, we can focus our energy on doing something useful, like improving a skill, giving back to the community, or just developing inner virtues like patience and resilience. By focusing on action, we also follow the Stoic teaching that our worth is not based on what other people say about us, but on what we do and choose. We become active participants in our own lives instead of passive recipients of outside events. This kind of active participation gives people a sense of control and purpose, which balances out the hopelessness that rejection can cause. Focusing on action when facing rejection is a powerful form of Stoic wisdom. It turns potential stagnation into a springboard for growth and self-realization. By choosing actions that are in line with our values, we not only get through the challenge of rejection, but we also become stronger, more centered, and more in touch with our true selves. Let us remember that our actions are the best way to show who we are and how we feel in times of trouble. Number 3. Be kind, but keep your emotions in check. Epictetus, a shining example of Stoic knowledge, said, "Hold your attention on the things that really matter to you, and remember that other people's things are their business, not yours." Get turned down. It may be in our nature to feel hurt or to take the bad things inside, but Stoicism encourages us to have a different reaction, one of kindness balanced with emotional distance. If you think about the steady, calm lighthouse sending its beam across the rough sea, it shows you the way without getting caught up in the chaos. In the same way, when we face rejection, we can choose to be like this lighthouse, offering kindness and guidance while staying rooted in our inner peace. But how do we put this into practice in our daily lives? How can we turn the tide of rejection in our favor without giving in to anger, but through the strength of peace and kindness? Let's picture a normal situation. When you present a new idea to your peers and they reject it, remembering our lesson on Stoicism, you react with grace, understanding their point of view without letting their rejection affect your inner peace. Your kindness stays the same, your sense of self-worth. This doesn't mean we don't care or are indifferent. On the contrary, it shows a deep strength of character. It means we interact with the world from a deep-rooted place. Peace and kindness that aren't affected by the changing winds of approval or disapproval from others. When we accept this lesson, we don't just deal with rejection. We turn it into a way to grow as people and be kind all the time. We become in charge of our reactions, builders of our inner peace, and examples of how to live a life with honor and grace. Friends, let's move forward with the Stoics' wise words in mind. Every rejection should be seen as a step toward our moral growth. Number 4, do not respond emotionally. Epictetus, the famous Stoic philosopher, said that what happens to you doesn't matter as much as how you respond to it. So, think about the last time you were turned down and how you naturally dealt with it. When we're hit with a storm of emotions, our first instinct might be to give up. But Stoicism tells us to watch our feelings without letting them control what we do. A peaceful lake that stays calm and peaceful even when there are storms and winds. Stoicism teaches us how to stay calm inside, even when outside forces try to make us feel crazy. But how can we use this in our everyday lives? While you're angry and upset about being turned down, start by pausing, taking a deep breath, and stepping back from your immediate emotional response. This moment of pause is your shield, giving you the chance to choose a response that is in line with your highest self. For example, if you face rejection in a personal or professional setting, don't give in to a storm of anger or sadness. Instead, take a moment to breathe. To not react emotionally means to center yourself and answer with respect and wisdom. This shows how strong you are and how committed you are to living a life guided by Stoic virtues. By following this Stoic principle, we don't just endure rejection, we thrive on it. As we rise above it and turn it into a chance for personal growth and a better understanding of ourselves and the world around us, let's keep our promise to deal with life's problems, not with emotional chaos, but with calm, well-thought-out logic, grace that makes a stern person. How will you use what you've learned the next time you get turned down? Can you picture yourself responding? Be connecting with the calm resolve of a Stoic and turning a possible moment of weakness into proof of your strength and character. Please share your thoughts in the comments. Because responses these days happen so quickly, it's important to learn how to stop and think before you speak. Feelings and reactions can cause bad choices, tense relationships, and extra stress that isn't necessary. Stoicism teaches us to control our feelings instead of pushing them down and to react to things with cool reason. Pause and breathe. When something makes you feel upset, take a moment to stop and breathe deeply. Doing this easy thing can help you control your first urges. Application. Do daily routines for deep breathing. If your feelings start to rise, take a few deep breaths before you speak up. Look at the situation clearly. Look at the situation clearly before you act. You should ask yourself why you feel this way and what the best thing to do is. Use. Writing in a diary can help you think about your feelings and what makes them happen. This can help you find patterns and come up with ways to deal with them. Think about the consequences. Think about what might happen if you respond the way you are. Will it solve the problem or make it worse? If you think about the long-term effects, you might be able to choose a better answer. Use. Picture what might happen if you respond in different ways. Pick the one that fits with your long-term goals and beliefs. Practice empathy, which means to try to see things from other people's points of view. Empathy can help ease tension and make conversation more caring and effective. Application. Listen to others without talking over them. Take a moment to understand their thoughts and feelings before you share your own. Develop mindfulness. Being mindful helps you stay in the present and be aware of your feelings without letting them take over. It lets you reply instead of react. Practice. Make mindful activities like meditation or mindful walks a part of your daily life. You will be able to stay calm and focused better when things get stressful. Becoming good at not responding emotionally is a lifelong process that needs practice and knowledge of oneself. You can handle life's problems with more calm and clarity if you take a moment to breathe, think about what might happen, practice empathy, and become more mindful. These Stoic ideas will not only help you deal with your feelings better, but they will also help you have better relationships. Number 5. Build your social status. The Stoics, such as the revered Marcus Aurelius, taught that our actions and character speak louder than words. He said, "Don't waste time arguing about what a good man should be one." In this case, building your social status isn't about getting praise or approval from others. It's about building a reputation based on honesty, toughness, and a constant desire to do what's best for everyone. Imagine that you are rejected, maybe for a job or because of something social. What would you do? This should motivate you to make bigger contributions to your community or job. Do acts of service. As you gain more knowledge and show virtues like honesty, courage, and compassion, your social standing will naturally rise. This is not a goal, but a result of living a life in line with Stoic principles. But why is this important? In the words of Seneca, there is a chance to be kind wherever there is a person. By improving your social standing through good deeds, you increase your ability to make the world a better place. Lead by example and show kindness and wisdom to more people. I want you to think about how you can even more deeply commit to your values and acts of service that help others when you are turned down. How can this unwavering commitment not only raise your social status, but also make the world a more fair and compassionate place to live? World. If we accept this lesson, we don't just get over being rejected. We turn it into a way to grow as people and make a difference in the world. Let us then forge ahead, not to gain status for its own sake, but to make a bigger positive impact on the world. Follow the Stoic idea that the true measure of our world lies in our actions and how they affect the people in our communities. We're halfway through the first 5 lessons on how to use rejection to your advantage. Your presence here shows that you are ready to start improving yourself, but our journey doesn't end here. I have another challenge for you. Please like and share this video so we can continue our journey with the remaining 5 lessons. Number 6. Getting more grateful. Use rejection to your benefit by learning to be grateful. When we are rejected, our first instinct is to feel upset or angry. Epictetus, a Stoic philosopher, says that what bothers us is not events themselves, but how we think about them. People can choose how they want to respond when they are rejected, but the Stoic journey will help you find a better way to deal with it. Value and growth in the face of rejection. Learn to be grateful for every experience and change the way you think about rejection, from something that hurts to something that helps you grow and appreciate things. Emperor Marcus Aurelius, who was very calm, told us that living is more like wrestling than dancing in the theater of life. Rejection is not an enemy to be feared. It's a partner in our dance that leads us to grow in gratitude. When rejection comes knocking, It's easy to respond with anger and resistance, but the Stoic path tells us to greet it with open arms, seeing it as a chance to grow in gratitude. But did you know that in the grand theater of life, how do we turn the pain of rejection into a source of deep gratitude? As the seasons change, the Stoic oak tree loses its leaves and grows new ones that are stronger. Like the oak, we can learn to see the loss of old habits or unmet expectations as a chance for renewal and strength. By practicing gratitude, we not only lighten the load of rejection, but we also open our hearts to the abundance of the present moment, appreciating the journey as well as the destination. This change is not a denial of pain, but an elevation of perspective that aligns our experience with the Stoic ideal of harmony between our inner selves and the outside world. Let us then approach each time we are rejected, not with a sense of loss, but with a spirit of gratitude, letting it make our journey through life better. Number 7, demonstrate your value. Stoics like Epictetus taught us that what bothers us is not the things themselves, but how we think about them. When we are rejected, we should not give in to self-doubt or anger, but instead should calm down. As Epictetus said, "If you want to be a writer, write epic." This quote emphasizes the importance of action in showing value. Of course, we can't avoid being rejected in our daily lives, whether it's in our personal or professional lives. Instead of letting this rejection define your worth, you focus on your character and actions, continuing to improve your skills, to act with integrity, and to contribute to your community. This is how you show your value, not by shouting it out loud, but by living it every day. The Stoic way is about basing your sense of self not on the waves of external approval, but on the steady bedrock of your virtues and actions when you live in line with your values. Rejection is no longer a problem, it's just a bump in the road. You show your worth by being strong, dedicated, and always learning. By accepting this lesson, we not only get over the pain of being turned down, but we also create a life with meaning and purpose. We show our worth not by reacting to outside circumstances, but by being true to ourselves, which is in line with the timeless Stoic virtues of wisdom, courage, and perseverance. Justice and moderation. When we face rejection, let us choose to shine even brighter, showing how valuable we are through the way we live. This isn't about bragging or looking for approval from others. It's about living in a way that your actions, character, and contributions speak deeply of your worth. We'd love to hear your thoughts on this lesson. How have you used showing your worth to get what you want out of rejection? Please share your thoughts in the area for comments. Showing your worth is an important part of improving yourself and making connections with other people. Demonstrating your worth not only boosts your confidence, but it also earns you respect and love from others, whether you're at work or at home. By constantly showing positive behavior and having certain qualities, you can effectively let those around you know how valuable you are. This lesson will go over 5 important ways to show how valuable you are in different areas of your life. Develop your skills and share them with others. Develop your skills. Always work to improve your skills and learn more about what you're interested in. This could be done by going to school, studying on your own, or getting real-world experience. Share what you know. Give your knowledge away for free. Help others. Share your knowledge and add worth by teaching or mentoring them. Show off your achievements. In a humble but sure of yourself way, talk about your accomplishments and wins. Tell people about your journey and big steps by using portfolios, slideshows, or social media. Hey, be honest and have integrity. Trustworthy means that you always do what you say you will do. People trust and respect people who are reliable. Open and honest communication. Be open and honest when you talk to people, even when it's hard. People like things that are real and honest. Admit your mistakes. Own up to your mistakes and take responsibility for them. Being mature and honest means taking responsibility for your actions and learning from your mistakes. Be emotionally intelligent. Know your feelings and how they affect the way you act. In the same way, try to understand how other people feel. Empathy means showing that you really care about other people. Understand what they're going through and help them when they need it. Manage interactions. Be kind, respectful, and helpful in your interactions to make them strong and healthy. Show that you are reliable and consistent. Always do the same thing. Being consistent in what you do and how you act builds trust. People count on people who are reliable and predictable. Punctuality. Showing up on time for meetings, appointments, and tasks shows that you value other people's time and are reliable. Do what you say. Always finish your jobs and keep your promises. One important way to show value is through reliability. Work on improving yourself and growing. Set goals. Make personal and business goals all the time and work toward them. This shows that you are ambitious and want to get better. Ask for comments. Ask your peers, mentors, and co-workers for helpful comments on a regular basis. Use it to get better and grow. Being able to adapt means being open to change and ready to morph. Being able to adapt to new situations shows that you are resilient and have a growth attitude. Being self-aware, growing all the time, and making a promise to behave in a good way are all part of showing your value over time. You can show others how valuable you are by getting better at what you do, being honest, showing emotional intelligence, being steady, and always trying to get better. These tips will not only help your personal and professional ties, but they will also help you live a happy and successful life. Number 8. Have a good time. When we feel rejected, going out into the world to find happiness and companionship can be scary. But did you know that this is exactly the time to remember the Stoic belief that everything is linked and that community and shared experience are valuable? When we choose to do things that make us happy, we're not avoiding or running away from our pain. Instead, we're putting it in the bigger picture of our human experience. The Stoics, like the famous Seneca, teach us that life isn't just about getting through hard times. It's also about enjoying the good times. True happiness is to enjoy the present without anxious dependence upon the future. Seneca teaches us, even when facing rejection, it's essential to remember that life's richness is not diminished by our setbacks. Instead, these moments provide a backdrop against which we can appreciate the joy and beauty in our lives even more profoundly. You're wondering, how can enjoyment and leisure align with the Stoic pursuit of virtue and resilience, particularly in the aftermath of rejection? Imagine this. After a setback, instead of retreating into solitude, you choose to connect with friends, immerse yourself in nature, or engage in a beloved hobby. This act is not escapism, but a reaffirmation of life's value and beauty, a testament to the resilience of the human spirit that the Stoics so admired. This approach is not about ignoring our challenges, but about balancing our engagement with them. It's a reminder that our capacity for joy is not contingent on external validations, but is an intrinsic part of our nature. Going out and having fun in this light becomes an act of Stoic defiance against despair, a declaration that our spirits are not solely defined by our trials, but also by our capacity for happiness and connection. So let us take this lesson to heart in the wake of rejection. Dare to embrace life's joys. Stoic wisdom is based on this balance, which makes sure that our strength isn't just about surviving, but also about thriving, finding joy in the world around us, and growing our ability to be happy and laugh, even when life goes through its natural ups and downs. Number 9. Don't reveal your struggle. The famous Stoic philosopher Marcus Aurelius taught us that we have control over our thoughts, not outside events. He reminds us that this power is not about denying our struggles, but about choosing not to let them define who we are or how we interact with the world. For example, if you are rejected, the Stoic response is not to hide your feelings, but to face the challenge with a calm heart and mind. It's about realizing that while you may not be able to control the initial wave of disappointment, you do have control over the story that follows. You can learn this from the famous Stoic philosophy. Before Seneca became a famous Stoic figure, he went through a lot of hard times, like being exiled and losing a loved one, but he didn't hide his problems. Instead, he chose to think about them, learn from them, and come out stronger, so he could share his knowledge without having to carry the weight of his problems, like Seneca did. We don't have to show anger or sadness when we're rejected. Instead, we can keep a calm attitude and think about what we're going through. Let's apply this ancient knowledge to our modern lives by choosing not to make our struggles public. You're not being fake. Instead, you're saying that your core is still strong and that outside opinions don't make you less valuable. This way of thinking shows that rejection may affect your life, but it doesn't define it. By accepting and following this Stoic teaching, we can show ourselves and the world that our spirit, which is based on Stoic virtues, still stands strong no matter what challenges we face. Let's remember this lesson, turning every setback into a chance to get stronger, knowing yourself, and being wise. Every person goes through hard times and problems in their lives. These can be anything from personal problems to problems at work. How we deal with and show these problems to the world, on the other hand, can have a big effect on our mental health and how other people see us. Stoicism teaches us how important it is to keep our cool and not let our problems show when they don't need to. This lesson will talk about why this Stoic practice is important and how it can help you become more resilient and strong inside. Keep your strength and calm. Sharing your problems can be seen as a sign of weakness by some. By staying calm, you show that you are strong and tough. In addition to changing how other people see you, this boosts your own confidence. Problems should not be your main focus. If you don't tell anyone about your problems, you're more likely to work on finding answers instead of dwelling on them. This strategic way of thinking can help you solve problems better and grow as a person. Keep your weak spots safe. Sharing your problems can make you vulnerable, which other people may take advantage of. By keeping your problems to yourself, you protect yourself from bad things that might happen and stay in charge of your own story. Bring about inner peace. Talking about your problems all the time can make them worse for your mental health. By keeping them to yourself, you can stay calm and escape stress that isn't necessary. This fits with the Stoic idea that you should focus on what you can change and let go of what you can't. Motivate others by being strong. You become a model to others when you deal with your problems with grace and honor. People look up to those who can handle the hard things in life without getting stressed out. People can be inspired by your quiet strength to act in the same way. Stoic advice to keep your problems to yourself is not about hiding your feelings or ignoring problems. Having a resilient attitude, focusing on solutions, and keeping a calm exterior are all important. By following this concept, you not only make yourself stronger, but you also show other people how to be strong. Accept this Stoic advice and let it lead you to a life that is more peaceful and strong. Number 10. Stop talking to them. Imagine a skilled gardener taking great care of their plants. When they come across a branch that isn't producing any fruit or is bad for the plant's health, they cut it off, not because they want to hurt the plants, but to help them grow. In the same way, the garden of our lives is like this. Stopping touch after being turned down is like cutting ties with people who aren't good for our health and growth. The Stoics, like Marcus Aurelius, taught us that our tranquility is often disturbed, not by outside events, but by our reactions and attachments to them. For example, when we're rejected, continuing to interact with or dwell on the source can tether us to negativity, preventing our progress and peace. By thoughtfully cutting off contact, we're not showing weakness or spite. We're asserting control over our environment and where we choose to invest our energy. For example, if you've been rejected in a relationship or at work, the Stoic response is not to wallow in anger or to try to find validation by remaining where we are not valued. Instead, we choose to step back, refocus our attention on our growth, and cultivate our path with honor. This way of doing things isn't about cutting ties with cruelty or indifference. It's about figuring out what helps our higher self and what hurts it. It's a practice of self-respect and discernment to make sure that our surroundings reflect our values and goals. By accepting this lesson, we don't separate ourselves, but instead strengthen our circle. When we choose quality over quantity and substance over appearance, we align our relationships with our inner values. This creates a life that is full of Stoic strength, resilience, and harmony. So let us take this teaching to heart and use rejection not as a scar, but as a catalyst for thoughtfully pruning our lives so that we can flourish without the dead weight of unfruitful connections. In this, we find true freedom and the space to grow into our most authentic and good selves. We just finished the 10 lessons on how to use rejection to your advantage on the journey of self-discovery through Stoicism. Every lesson, from not reacting emotionally to cutting off touch, teaches you something new about how to live a good life. These lessons shouldn't just stay in your head, they should become acts that bring life to your daily tasks. Accept the Stoic journey, where every rejection is not a setback, but a way to reach a higher self based on wisdom and peace. Carry this wisdom with you, and let it be your guide as you go through life's complicated tapestry, turning every challenge into a sign of your lasting strength and character. If today's meaningful journey with the Stoic philosophy has inspired you, if you liked the video and want to see more like it, please subscribe to our channel. That way, you won't miss any videos we share in the future. I'll miss you and see you again.